Hello, family. I'm reading again from the love letters of Jerry and Mary, beginning on June 25th, 1954, and this is Friday morning. Hi, cutie. Well, the first week of school is over, and I found out there's a lot of work connected with summer school, and I don't ever have a book for either of the two courses. One book costs $7, and I can't afford to buy it, although so far I haven't really needed it. The book I do need badly is not available, but I'll be able to get it next week, I hope. Please excuse my handwriting. I'm writing on my knee, in my car, in front of the Green Bay Public Library. I'm going to go into the library and work on my short story. I don't have it finished yet. In your letter I received yesterday, you said you have something all planned for us to do. Good. That sounds like a lot of fun. You and I haven't danced for quite a while, have we? But what else are we going to do? I don't like to be kept in surprise and suspense, although I do like surprises. It just started to rain, and I had to put the top up. I didn't get it up in time, so I got a little wet. And so did the letter. It is just pouring like mad outside, and the car is leaking in a few spots. But I didn't get a chance to close the top real tight like I always do. But I guess a little water never hurt anyone. Did it? Last night, Mitch and Goose and Dick and Denny and I stayed at the station all night and played cards and drank about 30 bottles of beer. Boy, did we have a good time. It was a very cheap evening because it was cheap beer. $1.29 for a case of beer. Denny bought the beer where he works, and we cooled it in our pop cooler at the station. It was very portable, profitable evening for me because I won over $4, $4.20 to be exact. I put most of my winnings in my little bank to help build up the total. I haven't put much in it lately, so I thought I might as well make good use of the winnings. Well, I guess I had better close this letter because it's almost noon, and I would like to have you get it tomorrow. Besides, this is my last sheet of stationery. Is that spelled correctly? As you can see in the bottom of the page. Well, my love, I'll see you tomorrow before 7 p.m. because, as usual, I have to work all day Saturday morning. Bye-bye and bless you. I love you, Jerry. P.S. No Mercers. So far for this week. And at the bottom of the envelope, IGSLWIDAY. June 29th, Monday evening. Hiya, Jerry Joseph. I am not going to write you a stiff intellectual letter like I said I would. I have too many things to say, and they just can't wait until tomorrow. They probably aren't very important, but I enjoy writing these letters to you, and I wouldn't enjoy writing that kind of a letter at all. I might not write my very interesting letters, but at least they are sincere. So, try not to be too bored with them. I hope you didn't have too much trouble going home last night. You looked so sleepy when you left me. I was so tired and kept dozing on the train, but I tried so hard to keep awake so that I could say some prayers for you. I thought you might need them if you were even half as tired as I was. It was 15 to 2 Chicago time when I arrived home. By 5, after I was all ready for bed, but I felt guilty about going to sleep because I knew you wouldn't be home for a half an hour or so. I wished so hard that I were with you, which of course would have been impossible. So I did the next best thing and said a rosary just for you. Safe arrival home. The rosary prayers helped you much more than I would have anyway, I know. You should see the black and blue marks on my arm from when I bumped in on that swing. It was about the size of a silver dollar. Sounds ugly, doesn't it? Well, it is. I was lucky I didn't have much to type today because I couldn't use my little fingers at all. Oh, the pain. I can hear you saying, cry, cry, all the way over here. Saturday evening, the Coast Guard dragged the lake for some of those missing persons. My girlfriend Doris had a date that evening, and they went over by the harbor and watched them. She saw them pull up a man. I think I would have passed out if I had seen anything like that. She said that they were pulling up pieces of clothing too. If we had thought of it, we could have gone over there and watched them for a while. You would have really have had something to tell your friends about when you got home then. I haven't spoken to my mother about next weekend yet, but she will let me go, I know. You will have to come to Chicago and stay for a whole week after you get out of school to make up for all the time I spend in Green Bay. Do you realize we have only been visiting each other for 2 months? It seems like a much longer time, doesn't it? Just during the month of June, we have seen each other 13 days. That's quite a record, isn't it? Since we live so far apart. Are you sure I am worth the 200-mile drive? It is early now, only about 9 o'clock, and as soon as I finish your letter, I'm going to retire for the night. I am taking your advice, and I'm going to rest up all week so that I'll be full of pep and energy. My advice for you this week is to do the same. Let's follow our advice so we will be in real good condition for the weekend. It is the best part of the week anyway, isn't it? One thing bothers me a little. Don't you trust me, Jerry? You are always asking me if I go out with anyone else. You should know me better than that. You needn't ever worry about my feelings for you. I wouldn't ever lead you to believe anything that wouldn't be true. Honest, Engine. Anyway, after all the dates I have had in the last few years, I should know what I want by now. I have waited all these years for my true love. Why in the world would I do anything to spoil that now? I am only hope that you feel the same way. No more foolish doubts, okay? I am yours alone, Mary. P.S. Poor Daddy's head got all sunburned Saturday, as you would say, just like a painted watermelon. June 28th, Monday morning. Hi, sweetheart of my dreams. I thought I would send you a letter before you send me one. The last 2 weeks you were always one letter ahead of me, but not this week. You know I don't like to be outdone. I'll bet you were surprised to get this letter Tuesday, weren't you? Well, I just got out of school and I didn't have any work to do. So I'm doing the most enjoyable thing I can think of, at least here in Green Bay without you. As you can see, I invested in some new stationery, so I was anxious to try it out. It works pretty good, don't you think so? Monday morning, I was in bed until 1:10 a.m. It took me an hour and 48 minutes to get home. I didn't stop once, except in Milwaukee to get some gas. Otherwise, I drove right straight through. I held the car right at 65 and made the best time I have ever did, driving between Green Bay and the beer capital of the world. My mother was pretty mad when I got home, as usual. But she wasn't mad because I got home at 1 o'clock. But she was mad because it was after 2 when you got home, and I shouldn't keep you out so late. So, she says. I explained to her what happened, but that never helps anyway, does it? I suppose your mother was furious. Do you think she will let you see me again? She had better, huh? On the way, I almost hit a cat. In fact, I did hit him. I hit his tail. I kept so close. I came so close to him. I was holding the car at the usual speed when I saw the goofy thing sitting beside the road. It waited until I was near them. It ran right in front of me and stopped. What a stupid animal. Say, I am mixed up. I lost an hour someplace, and I don't know where it went. Can you figure it out? Chicago is on daylight savings time, so I got to Chicago Saturday. I set my watch an hour ahead. I never did set it back on an hour like I always do. Is Mundelein on daylight saving time too? If it isn't, then when we picked up my aunt in Kenosha at 1:30 p.m., it really should have been 12:30 Wisconsin time. But it wasn't. It was 1:30 Wisconsin time. Therefore, Mundelein isn't on daylight savings time. And we got to Don's home at 4 a.m. Mundelein time. It was 5 a.m. Chicago time. But I didn't set my watch back because I had to set it for Chicago time, and it was 4 a.m. Where did that hour go? See, if you can figure it out, I can't. It is driving me crazy. Well, my little love, I'll close for today because it is dinner time and I am starved again. Bye-bye. See you in 4 days. Love from your crazy mixed up man, Jerry. P.S. I.L.Y. June 30th, Tuesday, at work. Hi, honey. I shouldn't start my letter with bad news, but I might as well tell you and get it over with. It doesn't look like I can make it to Green Bay this weekend. I want to see you so much, Jerry, but I haven't the heart to go soon again. I only mentioned it to my mother, and she looked so sad. If I wait a couple weeks, maybe she won't mind so much. I know she doesn't think it is right for me to go to your house so often, and maybe she's right, but I don't know. I only know that I want to see you every chance that I get. She loves to have you come to see me, but like I said before, she gets lonely when I'm away. Joel is always out someplace, and Dad works in the evenings, so she is alone a lot when I'm not there. Don't worry, honey. She just isn't used to the idea of my not being around all the time, but she will. You will be real good and won't get into mischief without me, won't you? You will have a whole weekend to do just as you please without little old me tagging along to cramp your style. I shouldn't have said that. It bothers me now. What will you do all those 3 days? I'm at work now, but I can't seem to keep my mind on my job. Nothing very exciting has happened so far today. One thing, though, that you might like to hear about was that one of the boys at work just a little while ago told me that I have been looking real contented lately, as though I'm really enjoying life. It must be the love light glowing in my eyes. Think so? He said that it must have something to do with my Green Bay boyfriend. See, everybody knows about you. You were the talk of Walgreens. A man just walked past my desk who owns 56 oil wells in Texas. Can you imagine anybody being so wealthy? I wish you would give me one. Then we wouldn't have to buy chances on bucks anymore. I'd buy one. Well, for heaven's sake, Tuesday evening. Was I ever surprised to find a letter waiting for me at home? You're sweet. My, but you are a crazy mixed-up man. You have me confused, me completely. I can't figure out where that hour went either. Are you sure it was 1:30 Wisconsin time when we arrived in Kenosha? It must have been 12:30. That's all I can figure out. I do know that Milwaukee is daylight savings time, if that helps any. Remember, yesterday I said that my dad got bad sunburn? Well, this morning his face swelled all the way up. He looked so pitiful. He has been sitting all day with an ice pack on his head. His poor eyes are swollen nearly shut. I offered to read to him or something because it must be boring just sitting all day with your eyes closed, but he said he'd rather I wouldn't. I don't think he feels very good. Otherwise, he would have liked that. I was so shocked when I came in from work and saw him. I nearly felt like crying. He looked so awful. Oh, by the way, here is Jerry's address. Don't forget to give it to Pat and tell him to be sure to write to her. I won't say a thing to her. Will she ever be surprised? I'll bet the first thing she'll do is run to the phone to tell me. A couple of little cupids we are, aren't we? But we can't afford to do that since the arrow has already been shot through our hearts. I didn't need any little cupid. Did it all on our own, didn't we? I'm going to close now. Go have something to eat, and then slumberland for me. I stayed home again this evening, and am getting a lot of rest like I promised you I would. Bye-bye for now, and study real hard. Love and kisses, Mary. P.S. ILYT. And then here's a little picture. This is her girlfriend Jerry's address so that his friend can write her. July 1st, Wednesday morning. Hi, Mary. Well, I can breathe real nice and easy today. I finished my short story yesterday. That is why I didn't write to you. Today, when I get through with school, I'm going to go to Shawano Lake to deliver my masterpiece. Remember when we came back from Bliss and we stopped at that eating house? But we didn't stay to eat. Well, I met Father Butler there. He is my English teacher to whom I owe the story. He runs a Catholic boys' camp at Shawana Lake, so that is where I'm going. The sun is shining, and it's a beautiful day in Green Bay. So I will have the top down on my car, and I will have a nice little ride, only I need a passenger. How about coming? You'll be right beside all the way. If not physically, you will be there in spirit, in my mind. I wrote my story about a big race in Italy. The man was going to kill himself, but he changed his mind. The race is sort of exciting. I got the pictures, the pen ran dry at school, so I'm finishing the letter home in my car. Up north at Bliss, every one of them turned out perfect. You sure are photogenic, because you look so cute on all 5 of them. I'll show them to you on Saturday. I read your letter you wrote on Monday evening. I'm glad you went right to bed. You sure need the rest. I've been to bed a little earlier than usual this week, too, but I still get sleepy in class. Mary, darling, you know doggone well I trust you. The only reason I ask you about going out is because I'm teasing you. You know you shouldn't take me seriously. I'm just an old kidder. Well, sweetie, it is now Thursday morning, and I had to go to Shawana in such a hurry yesterday morning that I didn't get a chance to finish. So I combined the two letters, if that is all right with you. Is it? It was a nice day yesterday. So I had to leave the top down all day yesterday and again today. It has not been up for 3 straight days now, and I'm going to see if I can set a record of some sort by leaving it down as long as possible. I went to a place called Camp Tivoli at Shawana Lake. It is the most beautiful place I have ever seen for a camp for boys. They have everything imaginable there. The boys go swimming, play baseball, go boating and canoeing, horseback riding, shoot guns, bow and arrows, play football, basketball. There's a tennis court, ping pong tables, a little movie theater, boxing ring. There's also a big recreation hall where the fellows can do anything they wish. It is a Catholic boys' camp for boys from 9 to 17. The camp is filled to capacity every summer. Its capacity is 88 boys. They charge quite a lot of money to go there, so it is mostly for rich kids. I guess the cost is about $500 for a whole summer. Kids come from all over the U.S. to stay there, but most of them are from Chicago. After I looked at the whole camp over, I rode around Shawana Lake and a few of the smaller lakes up there in that area. The drive sure is beautiful. I guess you just can't beat good old Wisconsin scenery. I got home just in time to go to work last night. After I closed the station, I went to Mercer's until about 12:30. I didn't do much of anything, just sat around and talked and had a few beers and bowled on a good old bowling machines. I won a couple of beers on them, so I came out all right. When I got home, I had a little studying to do, so I sat in my car at the station studying. This afternoon, I think I will cut the grass and do some more studying. I have to draw 2 maps for tomorrow, so I guess I had better not go wandering around today like I did yesterday. I just opened your letter you wrote Tuesday. I'm not too impressed by it. One of the biggest holidays of the year, and we're not going to be together. Well, I guess there isn't much I can do about it. It is entirely up to you. You go ahead and lead you on your own life. There isn't much I can do to change your mind. I'm sorry your mom feels that way. She does, but don't you think she should let you do as you please? As far as my mother is concerned, and I told you this about 5 million times already, she just loves to have you. The more you come, the more we all enjoy it. Don't ever think that you're imposing, because you're not. And don't forget, I come to Chicago pretty often too. But don't listen to a word I say. I don't want to make you feel bad just because you don't want to come. If you have made up your mind, I guess that is the way it's going to be. I'll tell the kids we are going out with Saturday night, and the picnic we were going to have is to be forgotten, that you changed your mind and you are not coming to Green Bay this weekend. Bye-bye. God love you. Love, Jerry. P.S. ILYTT. July 2nd, Wednesday evening. Hi, Jerry. Well, how is the light of my life today? Studying hard, I hope. Believe it or not, I stayed home again this evening. That is 3 evenings now in a row. Pretty good, huh? I didn't do much. A little sewing, some ironing, washed my hair. I'm waiting for it to dry now. And chatted with my mom for a while. Too bad we can't spend our evenings together. We could paint a picture, something like Grace and Kenny do, or work a puzzle, or just anything, as long as we're together. Night before last, Monday evening, Bill and Jim's station was robbed. Whoever did it broke in through a window during the night. They only got around $30 from the cash box, some change from the candy box, and they ripped the whole telephone from the wall and took it with them for the dimes. They must have been pretty desperate. Everybody thinks must have been kids because it was an amateur job. The professionals always take only the money box off the phone, not the whole thing. Isn't Chicago a nice place? The man came after your mom's coat today, and he gave my mother a temporary receipt after your mother's coat today, and she gave my mother a temporary receipt, which I am sending to you. Give it to your mother. They will send the permanent one to her by mail. This afternoon at work, we went out to lunch because Roseanne had her car with her. She, Joanne, Janet, Doris, and myself went to a drive-in for lunch. It was a lot more fun than eating in the cafeteria. It was so nice out, we hated to go back. We drove around for a very short while, and then back to the old grind again. I got those pictures back today. They were pretty good. I'll send you a couple, since I can't hand them to you in person for a few days or so. The one of you over at the beach that day is a beautiful picture of your lovely legs. You had your pants rolled up and your socks rolled down. It's real cute, I think, but I'm a little prejudiced. Did you ever get your pictures back? It is Thursday evening now. I didn't quite get my letter finished last night, did I? At the moment, I am in Bensonville, Illinois, at Janet's house. Tuesday evening, Jan and another girl, Anne, and myself went swimming in Wakanda, Illinois. Huh. We had a swell time. Sometime when you are here, we will have to go there. It is real nice. They have diving boards, rafts, slides in the water, and everything imaginable. I'm borrowing stationery. Not a very pro swimmer, but had fun anyway. We just got back to her house, and while she is washing her hair, I am writing to you. I bet you I'm having more fun. Tomorrow evening, after work, I'm leaving for a place in Wisconsin where I'm going to work. For a change, over the weekend. I had planned to stay home this weekend for my mother's sake, but Jan and I got a chance to do this and make a little money, which I sure could use. This lady that we work at Walgreens with owns a resort in Wisconsin, and over the 4th, she needs extra help, and she asked Jan and I if we could please come and help her out. So, to be both helping her out and doing ourselves a favor, besides by making some extra change for our savings, we told her we would. It seems to be a pretty good deal. We're going to get ride both up there and back, so there won't be any train fare. We get $5 a day, not including the tips we will get, and get a room and board besides. She said we will get some free time to go swimming or something. There's a Catholic church not too far from there that I can get to, so everything sounds pretty good, doesn't it? If you haven't anything to do either, Saturday or Sunday, sometime, you and Goose could drive up to visit us. It sure would make the whole thing ideal if I could see you a little too. The lady said it is Eagle, Wisconsin, and the resort is called Paradise Springs. We probably will have the evenings off for sure. I haven't the faintest idea where Eagle, Wisconsin is, but I hope it is real close to Green Bay for some unknown reason. If it is too far, honey, that is all right. We'll get together next week and for sure, won't we? It will be nice to make this moolah when I can. Come see you again in a couple weeks, huh? About 3 times a year, we get paid every 3 weeks instead of 2, and this happens to be one of those times. Oh, I know, cry, cry. Okay, I'll stop moaning now. Please come see us if you have time, and it's not too far, but be real careful if you do. I want you all in one piece because I loves ya. Be good, and bye for now. Maybe it will be only a couple days after all. Love, Mary. P.S. ILYVM. July 6th, Tuesday morning. My little Mary. Did your father take you over his knee like he should have and given you a good spanking? I think that is what you needed a long time ago. No, I'm just kidding, as usual, but I suppose they were really furious with you, weren't they? I suppose they won't let you write to me, much less ever come to Green Bay again. They had better not do that, had they? Well, I feel pretty good today. The weather is fair but cool. My hands are pretty good shape. Not even a single blister after all the hard work I did at Denny's lot. I was afraid I would not be able to write to you because I would have so many blisters the way my hands felt yesterday. I don't feel an itch yet, so maybe I won't get any poison ivy, although I surely expect to have some. Monday night, I sure hated to see you ride all the way home on the train alone. I'll bet it was real boring and tiresome, wasn't it? That girl that sat beside you didn't look very talkative or bright. Am I correct? I hope she didn't keep you awake, like that dope on the North Shore. Did you go to work today? I mean Tuesday? You had better, otherwise I will come down there and personally spank you. You can't just throw $20 away because you're very sleepy. About coming down next weekend. I would love to come, but maybe I had better wait until one weekend and let the parents cool off a little. And besides, if I work all day Saturday, bam, Sunday, it might help a little. Toward the payment of my car. I sure can use the money. Cry, cry, cry. But that is entirely up to you. If you want me to come real bad, I will. You know I'll do anything you want me to do. Please write and tell me your answer so I can tell my dad what to do about work. Well, little sweetie, I'll close for now, but I'll write tomorrow for sure. Bye-bye. God bless you. Keep you mine. I love you, Jerry. At the back of the envelope, BOYTASIMH. July 7th, Wednesday morning. Dearest Mary, I had a bad night last night. Playing cards, that is. I lost. I was $4.50 out for a while, but I ended up losing $2, which isn't too bad considering the fact that I have won quite a bit in the past few weeks. I feel good today, though, After I mailed your letter yesterday, I went home and slept until 5:30 p.m. I got up just long enough to eat dinner. I got 6 hours of sleep, besides the 6 I got at night. So I feel real wide awake today. I didn't even get sleepy in class today. Maybe I should do more of that. I wish I could get a part-time job someplace that pays good money. I don't have to work and I don't have to work hard. Ha ha. There I go dreaming again. But I could use a little extra cash on the side. Who couldn't? What happened to your Cubs Tuesday afternoon? Are they still letting the big city down, or are the little cities proving their worth? After the first 3 innings, the score was 11-2 in favor of Milwaukee, so I fell asleep. The final score was 14-3. Not bad for good Wisconsin team, huh? Maybe you should have become a Braves fan, so you can have something to cheer about. Last night, after we finished playing cards, we went to the root beer stand, Denny, Dale, Jerry, Binns, and I. After that, we snuck into the Starlit, or outdoor theater. We got caught and were kicked out, so we rode around town until the guards at the outdoor went off duty. And then we went back in and stayed in. We saw one of the pictures you and I saw the coming attractions to about fishing boats in Alaska when Mogambo comes on. We're going to sneak in again sometime this week. It's a cheap way to have a good time, huh? Bye-bye for today, my love, and I'll try again tomorrow, okay? Love, your Jerry. And the back of the envelope, Tiyaway. July 7th, Monday afternoon. Hi, sweetheart. I'm sitting in our sun parlor at the moment, living the life of Riley. I didn't go to work today. My dad told me to stay home and go to bed because I looked so tired. So that is what I did. I certainly have pretty wonderful parents and a pretty wonderful boyfriend, too, that I don't deserve. Mother met me at the door with a big hug and kiss, and my dad, too. They never said a word about coming home so late. They were only concerned because I wasn't getting my rest. They had called the station to see what time my train was coming in, so they were looking for me, and my mother had a great big breakfast all ready for me. After I ate, I went to bed and slept until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My dad was right. I was tired and hadn't realized it yet. He always could read me like a book. He can tell how I feel, and if anything, the matter with me, even a little, even better than my mother can. It has always been like that. I guess I'm just a daddy's girl, but I'm Jerry's girl now, too, and I think you know me pretty well yourself. In fact, I think you know more about me than I do myself. I can't imagine why I acted like that yesterday. I feel so foolish about it. I've never acted that way before, and I promise I never will again. But if I do start acting a little goofy, just give me a good spanking. And I mean that seriously because it is just what I need. I don't want anything like that ever to happen again. I almost lost you, Jerry. And if I had, I would never have forgiven myself. I would rather die than have you not love me anymore. You were so good and understanding. Though, and how do you put up with such a crybaby? My trip home was a lot better than going. Those two men who were sitting across from me got off at the next station, so I took that seat. No one else got on all the way to Chicago, so I curled up and went to sleep just like everyone else. It was around 8 when I got home, just like you said it would be. Next weekend, when you come, if you're sure it won't hurt your camera any, bring along the movies. My mother and father have never seen home movies. I'm sure they would enjoy them. If you come next weekend, let's go to communion together. We should go together every chance we get. It would make everything so much easier for us, and maybe we wouldn't have little misunderstandings anymore. When we both love God and each other besides everything should be perfect. But bye for now. Be good. Study real hard. I love you, Mary. P.S. I had a beautiful dream this afternoon about you. July 8th, Thursday morning. My little Mary, it's a beautiful day in Green Bay, and I'm so happy as I can be. Only my heart is missing. It is 200 miles away in Chicago. I don't know what is the matter with me, but all this week I've been happy, yet there is still an empty feeling inside me. I keep thinking of you constantly. If I can't understand it, I can't understand it. I've never had this feeling before. I guess it must really be love. I have never been in love before. No kidding. This is really something new to me. It really has me baffled. But I love every moment of it. Do you have the strange empty feeling like I have? I surely don't have this feeling on the weekends, though. I worked last night as usual until 10:15 p.m., and then I went to Mercer's for about 20 minutes, and by the end of the 20 minutes, I was fed up with the place. So I went to Kroll's for a good hamburger. I was all by myself last night, so I went home at about 11 p.m. and tried some studying. My mother almost had a heart attack because I came home so early. She can't figure it out. I guess maybe someone in Chicago is keeping me from carousing around, huh? Even my doggie is happy today and also yesterday because she wagged her tail as much as she ever did. I think her trouble is almost all cleared up, at least I hope so. I see your Cubs dropped another game to our Milwaukee Braves. They played them again today. I guess you had really better become a Brave fan, huh? We received a letter from my sister yesterday. She thinks you are real sweet, and she said she is glad that I found a nice girl like you. There aren't many girls around these days that I could love and respect. So I should hang on to you. That's the general idea. She said she wishes she could get better acquainted with you, but she had my mother to contend with, and that's enough for an afternoon. She wants you to visit her again next time. So do I. Well, I guess I better close for today so I can mail the letter, so you can get it tomorrow. Sweet dreams, sweetheart, and be good for me. Love, Jerry. Friday morning. Hi, sweetie. This is This has to be a short note because I'm going to be terribly busy today. I have to go to work right now because we're busy at the station. I have run way over the west side and pick up some tires and tubes for my dad. So I'll mail this letter as I cross downtown. I have to put 2 new tires on my car, so I'm really going to be in debt now. They cost about $45, so I'll really have to work hard to pay for all that I owe my dad. I received your letter today, asking me to come down, so I guess I'll have to. I didn't plan on it, but I guess I should because I sort of made you come up here last weekend, and we have to keep peace in the family, don't we? I had 2 exams today. I think I did pretty well, so I felt pretty good. Only I'm a little sleepy, but catch up on that tonight, I hope. This one is really short, so I'll close now and see you tomorrow or today for you. Bye bye. Be mine. I love you, Jerry. P.S. Cubs 9, Braves 8. 14 innings. They are lucky. July 13th, Monday evening. My dearest Jerry, do you know that letters are comforting links with those we love? I read that someplace today, and it certainly is the truth. Your letters are such a comfort to me. Couldn't get along without 'em. You are so lucky to be in Green Bay today. I wish I were there with you. It was a scorcher of a day here. My office is air conditioned, and I didn't notice the heat until I stepped out the door from work, and it was like stepping into a steam bath. As much as I like to come home at the end of the long day, I was sure tempted to go back. You should have been on that bus with me going home. It was hot. I am balanced on the edge of my bed now, and I can see it is going to be mighty warm in here tonight. Do you find it hard to sleep when it's hot? When it's hot in my room the other night when you were here, it wasn't bad in my parents' room, but last night it was hot in my room and it started making me wonder if you were uncomfortable that night before. I sure hope not. Something real wonderful happened to me today. My boss gave me a raise, $15 a month, so I guess he isn't too dissatisfied with me. Seriously, though, I do work hard. I feel guilty if I don't do a good, honest day's work. Sometimes it's difficult with Jan sitting next to me, but I seem to manage somehow, and maybe my boss appreciates my efforts. They say that it is a woman's privilege to change her mind, so I have. Not about you. That will always be the same. But about my art, of course. I decided that I won't try to drop it. I know that I will probably never use anything I learn, and it is a waste of money, but at the same time, it gives me something to work at. I feel like I am at least trying to accomplish something, and you know me well enough now to know that I can't stand to sit idle. Even going out and keeping busy, just enjoying myself, isn't my idea of a good living. This would keep me occupied until I find something better to do. You wouldn't have any ideas for a poor, restless girl, would you? It's so strange. You say that you can never think of much to write about, but it's the opposite with me. I can never find a place to stop. I think I could sit down in the morning and write all day to you. All day long, I keep thinking of things to tell you in my letter. That evening, and by the time I get home, I've forgotten most of them, but a few new things have entered my feeble little brain. If I carried paper and a pencil with me everywhere I went and jotted down everything I thought of, you'd get a better 10-page letter every day, but you'd be bored stiff reading it, so it's probably a good thing I don't do that. Isn't that right? Enough of that for now. Did you have a nice ride home? Did you see all the soldiers and sailors in that car you put me on? I figured you must not have, or you wouldn't have left me there. Wow. I'm only joking. I didn't hardly even see them. In fact, I slept part of the way. I got home at exactly 11 o'clock, so my mom and dad are real pleased with us, and they'll even let me come and see you again, as if they wouldn't anyway. I'm real curious. Did you go straight home like a good boy, or did you go to Appleton to that dance? Joel really has the life. Neither he or John, his boyfriend, went to work today because it was so hot. Poor boys. They drove to the beach and went swimming in the cool lake all afternoon. Don't that sound heavenly? Speaking of heavenly, things I think I'll come close now because I have a big date with a chair and a picture. Love and kisses and hugs too, Mary. And here's a little picture that she drew. Let me try to get close. This is her at her little dresser with a picture that she said that she drew of him. It says the chair and the picture, my big conversation. So cute. All right, and we're going to stop there for today. All right, bye, family.